Hey everybody, this is Andrew Goey with PitchPages. And in this video, I'm going to give you a full walkthrough of how to get a beautiful pitch page like this one that we did for Airbnb, all starting with this pitch page wizard. No code, no design skills needed. It's all plug and play. So you can build out your startup pitch extremely fast and launch it. And then in minutes, you'll have a beautiful pitch page just like this one that we made for Airbnb. So let's take a quick look at what a pitch page is, and then we'll go into the pitch page wizard. So this is a pitch page. It's your startup pitch on a beautiful landing page where all you have to do, if you wanted to share it with investors, you can simply copy and paste the link to your pitch in any emails or any way that you're sharing it with investors. So you don't have to share links to multiple folders or downloadable PPTs or PDFs. All you have to do is send one link to your pitch page, and it's got all your startup information, and it's completely branded to look like your own brand, right? So if you look at this, we have the Airbnb logo, we've got Airbnb's colors. So as you're scrolling through their pitch, everything actually looks like it'd be their own website. All right, so everything for your startup pitch is in one place. You can see we've got our team, all these different sections. Here's a product section. Investors can simply just click and navigate throughout your entire pitch. So let's start with the pitch page wizard, and we'll show you how all this works. So we'll go to the pitch page wizard, and you'll see that everything is broken down into sections. Think of these sections as the sections of your actual pitch page. Okay, so we've got basic information, your intro, your solution, team, product, business model, milestones, projections, research, use of funds, and downloads, or like your deal room or data room. So all of these sections are completely plug and play. So if I open up the first one, basic information, you can see that I can upload my logo. So I've uploaded the Airbnb logo. I've got my company name, got my company website, location, and industry tags. Industry tags are really important because it is a high-level description of the industry and what exactly it is that you're doing. So when an investor goes to your pitch page, if I go back, you'll see I have industry tags here at the top right, hospitality and travel. It's a good indication of what you actually do and what industry you are in. And so it's helpful to have that there so that investors can see it when they go to your page. And then once you publish, you'll see everything is right here. So you can click on the logo, it'll take you to the website. Your website URL is here. So everything is very easy for an investor to find. So that's how you set up the basic information for your site. You can see I can actually customize the theme as well. So if you want to make it look like your website and not using our default colors, you just click on one of these colors, click the picker. For instance, I could do this. I could go over to our logo, and automatically I'll get my branded colors right here. So it's so easy. You don't have to worry about opening up Photoshop and trying to find the hex code or anything like that. You can just use the color picker and you'll be done. And as you go through each section, all you do is you click Update Section. And then once you're done, you go back to your dashboard like this, and then you click Republish Page, or if it's your first time, just click Publish Page. And give it a few minutes. It just takes a few minutes for your page to actually be populated completely. So if you don't see it right away, just wait maybe 5 minutes and then check it again, and it should be ready to go. So let's go back to our pitch page wizard, and I'm going to go to the next section, which is the introduction. So I can have a headline like I put here, book rooms with locals rather than hotels. Add some subtext. Airbnb makes it easy for travelers to find places to stay anywhere. Then you can see in this example here on the right, this is essentially what the section looks like. So just to give you an idea of what information you're putting in here and how it might look. So you can just reference the numbers, okay? So here's number 1, the headline, and that goes right here. Number 1, here's your headline. 2 is the subtext that goes here. And then 3 is an intro video or product image. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see that I can add a video or an image. This is a great place to add maybe a founder intro video. Founder intro videos are very common and used by accelerators and other programs when they're going through application processes. So adding a founder intro would be a great way to put a video here. Or you can have a picture of your product, or maybe you have another marketing video or some other pitch video that you've created that you can put here as well. And so when you publish that, you'll see when I go to the Airbnb page, I have a video right here. All right, let's go to the next section. So here's where you essentially talk about your big idea, your problem, and your solution, kind of all in one area. This helps consolidate and makes it really easy to see how your problem and solution correlate. So again, everything is numbered so you know exactly what you're doing. You can talk about your big idea and your problem here in the header and the description, and then you can isolate 3 key points or areas where you're solving these problems easily here in these solution section. All right, you can have up to 3. The minimum is 1. And then all you do is you just input your header and the details, and you click Update Section. You go back and you to your dashboard and publish, and then this is what that section looks like. So I can click on Solution, it brings you down. Here it is right here. All right, let's go back to the wizard. You can see that we have another section here. This is the team section. So very easy, very straightforward. Just give us a header, give us some subtext, and then you can add every single team member. And right now we have it set up so you can add up to 5 team members, so it just looks nice on the page. We will make updates later, but again, we're in private beta. So I've added all of the Airbnb founders, all 3 of them. I've got descriptions, I have their titles, and I also have a link to their LinkedIn. So you add all those, update the section, and let's go check it out on the pitch page. I'll click on team, and it scrolls right down to the team section. And if you notice, you see that everything is on the same page, right? So if I'm an investor and I go to your pitch page, it's so easy for me to navigate and find every information or every bit of information about your pitch and your startup that I need to. All right, so this is the team section. Right, I've got everybody here. I've got their LinkedIn titles, some descriptions, and then let's go back to the pitch page wizard. So you'll see how some of these say optional, where these ones didn't, right? So if I go back up here, let's collapse these sections real quick so you can see. Okay. So the first 4 sections are required in order to publish a pitch page, but then the rest of them are optional. And they're optional because it just really depends on what stage you're in, right? You might just have an idea that you want to pitch, or you might be further along. You might be an actual revenue generating business. And so just depending on what stage you're in will determine, how many sections or how much you actually have to put into your pitch. So these are all optional sections. Let's go take a look at the product section. So you can put in a header, and then we allow up to 3 product features or benefit features, I guess, that you can call out. And there's really creative ways that you can utilize this section. So you can add product images or screenshots. Like if you have like software like Airbnb, you can see that I'd added screenshots of their product. Okay, so I called out for Airbnb specifically. You can search by city. You can review listings. I have their screenshots I took directly from their website. You can book it. I took another screenshot, and then I published it. So let's take a look at the product section, and you'll see I've got my screenshots, search by city, review listings, and book it. And so another way you can actually utilize this section, let's go back and just show you this real quick. Another great way would be like how it works, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3. Or you can just simply show different product images and discuss the features or discuss your technology and your IP as well. So it's a pretty flexible section to utilize, and you can get creative with it. The business model section is very straightforward as well. It's really it's your revenue model, it's how you're making money. So you just want to describe the different ways that you're doing it, what your core revenue model is. So to make things simple and to cut out all the fluff, we give you up to 3 business models or revenue models that you can describe. So you really want to focus on what your core business model is. So I've got transaction fees here, and then here's just a description of what this averages out to, just to give the page a little bit more content and to fill it out a little bit better, because Airbnb's revenue model is pretty simple. So if we look at this, I've got 2 here. I only needed 2, so I'll go back to the actual pitch page, click on business model, and you see them right here. All right, the next section is the milestones section. Again, very easy to follow along here. You'll see this little toggle switch for carousel layout. So we allow up to 8 milestones to describe. So if you click this, if carousel is on, then it'll act like a carousel on the page where it slides left and right. And if you turn this off, then it'll show all 8 in one place. So it's totally up to you. Add your header, your subtext, and then now here you can identify 4 to 8 milestones. So minimum is 4, maximum is 8. You can choose different icons that might match with your milestones a little bit better. You give them a title. All right, you give a timing, like is it January 2021 or anything like that. And then I don't think I put milestones on Airbnb's pitch page, but when you publish it, you'll see it there. And it looks just like this, actually. You'll see each milestone is next to each other. All right, let's go to the next section, projections. This is a really cool section that we're constantly building out. And so what we're doing is we're making it extremely easy for you to input your projections simply by just identifying values and dates. All right, so we're going to be making some updates to this to make it a little bit more comprehensive. But as you can see, all I have to do is input dates into here and values, and then click publish, and then you'll see what it looks like here on my pitch page. So I've got my projections, and it looks completely branded to Airbnb, very clean as well. Now, if you don't want to use our built-in tool to build out your projections, then you can totally just add an image, right? So if you created your projections in Excel, and you created a chart, then feel free to download that chart as an image. Click image right here, and you can upload it, and you can use your own chart. You don't have to use what we've built. All right, so let's go through these last few sections real quick. Research, another optional section, is just a really easy way to identify or call out some of the research or sources that you've used that shows how big your market is and all of that. So I've got my header, subtext, and here I've got my research data. All right, so couchsurfing.com has 660,000 total users. This was straight from Airbnb's pitch deck. So I go to the research section, and you can see I've got market validation and a bunch of just some data points that I've mentioned about the market and how it validates Airbnb. Again, all that's from Airbnb's actual pitch deck. Use of funds is very straightforward. So if you are in fundraising mode and you do want to share how much you're raising and the allocation of the funds or your use of funds, then you can easily do that right here. Okay, and again, this is optional. You might not, depending on what stage you're in, and maybe you're just pitching, you don't know how much you need to raise, and you don't have to use this section. But we built in a really cool pie chart. And so all you have to do is, just like the projections, you input a dollar amount, which identifies how much of the funding is going to be allocated to that specific task or that department or project. And here you can put in a label. So I put host acquisition. So host acquisition strategies for Airbnb, I just said, 100,000. Software development, I set it at 150,000. Traveler acquisition, I set at 100,000, and then so I added a couple more. I don't know if these are exactly what Airbnb was doing, but this is just an example. So when I publish it and I go to my use of funds section, you can see it all right here. You got the dollar amounts, a nice little pie chart. It's beautiful, a little legend, right? So it's a perfect ask section that would normally be in your pitch deck, but sits right here on your pitch page. Now, the last section that I like to share is one of my favorite sections. So if you're still watching, hopefully you'll get to this point, because this is your data room or your deal room. Anytime you're fundraising, for the most part, investors are going to want to look at additional information when they're doing their due diligence. And so this is a great place to host additional materials for download, or you can make it so that the investors have to request access. So you can add up to 4 different downloads. So for example, I put here a detailed presentation. So maybe you're using your pitch page to do investor outreach and get interest, but you have a very detailed presentation that goes into a little bit more information, maybe regarding some of your projections or your go-to-market strategies that you don't want to put on your pitch page. You can keep all of that in a detailed presentation, and I could upload it, or I can just turn this toggle switch off, which is off right now. And then that way, when I publish my page, if I go to downloads here on Airbnb's page, you have to request access to the detailed presentation. But if I turn it on and make it downloadable, then I have to upload my document. And then that way, anytime someone comes here, if it says download, then they can easily download whatever materials you want to give them. So I'll keep that off. I've got another example, just 5-year financials, cap table, host case studies. You can add really whatever investors are asking for, whatever you need that will help investors with their due diligence and the review of your startup pitch. So again, after every single section, you update it and you go back to your dashboard. So let's scroll back up here. Go back to your dashboard, and then you just click Republish Pitch Page, and all of your changes will be reflected on your dedicated pitch page. And let's check this one more time. There's one thing I wanted to show you. We do have, some very basic features in here to help you track the traffic that you're getting. So you can see I have 246 total views to our Airbnb pitch page. And this is a very lightweight CRM that we've added, and we're going to add some more features to it. But here you can add all of your investor contacts. You'll be able to send updates to them directly. And so we're really building a awesome platform that's going to be a great one-stop shop for any founder that's pitching their ideas and sharing those pitches with investors. So we'll do one last look at this pitch page. So you can see the no-code page wizard, no design skills necessary. It's all plug and play. Just input your startup information, update every section, click publish, and you'll be good to go. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll be happy to do demos and walk you through all of the features and make sure that you're able to build a beautiful pitch page that you can start sharing with investors. And there we go.